If you've played Peak before, you probably fell in love with the silly rascal mascot that the game has. Bing Bong, the cute green plushie that everyone loves, that you can take with you for emotional support and fun times. But what if I told you that everything you knew about this creature was wrong? What if this seemingly innocent cute plushie was the most evil creature on the whole island? Because with the Mesa update and the introduction of tombs and golden Bing Bong, everything changed. The devs actually decided to give us a backstory about Bing Bong's dark past. And apparently he's divorced? Wait, what? This is surprisingly true. The game devs hosted a Q&A in their subreddit before and explained that Bing Bong was a lover and things just didn't work out between him and Miriam, his ex-wife. There was even divorce lawyers involved, and apparently Bing Bong also has a kid, which implies that Bing Bong has a thing and he can reproduce. This also means that he is able to get in the mood for certain activities. But the lore goes even deeper. Follow up. How is Miriam doing? Is she okay? Was it messy? She's doing well. They're on good terms. She's seen another guy now, but Bing Bong and him get along. Sometimes he and Bing Bong go out for beer and watch the game together. So Bing Bong now hangs out with her ex-wife's boyfriend and drinks beers with him. This behavior makes no sense from a dude bro perspective. Unless you had no one to talk to and you were so down in the dumps that the only person who would talk to you was your wife's boyfriend. Which begs the question, is Bing Bong a pathetic loser? We know that Bing Bong is a man, and while both sides suffer, divorce laws are notorious for giving men the short end of the stick. Here's how a divorced man explains his experience about divorce on Reddit. Let me put it like this. Someone lives with you, someone that you love. They divorce you, break your heart, then they get half of everything you worked for. 401k, half of it theirs. Alimony. You have to pay, even though that is by definition unfair. Why should I pay you money when we are no longer together? Assets? Yeah, they will take your house and vehicles, etc. even though they didn't buy them. Divorce ruined men financially. On top of that, it is heartbreaking. Now let's look at when children are involved. You have to pay a substantial amount more than what the child needs. You should only pay half of what the child needs, but instead you have to pay the whole thing and more. Divorce court ruins the lives of men. So it'd be safe to assume that Bing Bong is heartbroken, has to pay his wife Miriam half of everything he worked for. He's lost the cars, the house, and his kids. And Bing Bong probably lost his mind and sanity on the way and is lonely right now with no one to talk to. And he's super depressed and he's just drinking himself to the grave. So that could explain why he would actually hang out with his ex-wife's boyfriend, because he lost everything in the divorce and now he's got no one to talk to. Unless something else was in the mix. Unless he was a liberal. Let's think about it. There was this Q&A on Reddit by the game devs. Reddit, which is a famous platform for being liberal and hating conservative people, supports this idea of Bing Bong drinking beers with his wife's boyfriend. Sometimes he and Bing Bong go out for beer to watch the game together. Oh, love that for them. Healthy adult communication is so key. In the leftist ideology, hanging out with your ex-wife's boyfriend is considered healthy and cool. But in the conservative ideology, this situation would be considered as quote-unquote getting cucked. We also get great evidence that Bing Bong is a liberal by the addition of the Bing Bong Pussy Hat into the game. Now, what is a pussy hat, you might ask? The Pussy Hat project was created in 2017 to support the women's march in America. It's a prig brimless woven hat that got famous and almost kind of became a symbol of liberals in America. As you can see, these people are protesting against Donald Trump, who's a conservative leader, and they're wearing pussy hats. And the Bing Bong hat looks oddly similar to the pink hat of the movement. Only that it's dyed green and has Bing Bong's limbs on it. On top of that, Bing Bong's a trans ally. In the first 2 weeks of the game's launch, random streamers would ask Bing Bong if he was a trans ally, and Bing Bong would reply back to them.
Say Bing if you hate Pride Month and Bong if you love Pride Month.
Bong.
Oh my god! Bing Bong, say ally!
Which also adds the fact that Bing Bong's a liberal who is also an LGBTQ ally. While there is nothing wrong with being liberal or going to women's marches, Bing Bong is oddly vocal about this, which would put him in the performative male category. Google defines a performative male as a performative male is a man who adopts a specific persona and exhibits certain interests, values, and behaviors to attract women and gain social validation, rather than genuinely embodying those traits. This aesthetic often includes elements like carrying feminist literature or tote bags, listening to specific specific music and embracing a soft boy or intellectual style, but it is done inauthentically to manipulate perceptions and secure a romantic partner. This could mean that Bing Bong is just an ally and a liberal because he wanted to get laid. This would mean that Bing Bong kinda sucks, dude. But it makes perfect sense. Think about it. He's short, fat, Think about it. He's a short, fat, pudgy green dude who gets tossed around everywhere, who can't even defend himself, and he's not that manly. Now, he sounds oddly similar to Shrek, but unlike Shrek, although Bing Bong is green, he is not a masculine man. While Shrek could attract the ladies with a sense of humor, his sexy body, and masculine ways of fighting dragons and whatnot. I mean, come on. Shrek can like save princesses from castles, ride dragons and stuff. Bing Bong does nothing!
Lips move when you talk, Bing Bong.
Of course. Yours do too.
Come on!
Don't leave me.
What the heck?
Bong doesn't want to be alone. I'm here.
It makes sense for him to be a performative male because he kinda sucks when judged on traditional masculine values such as courage, competence, or even intellect. So he would need to find another strategy of finding a mate, which could be being an intellectual and to appear like he cares about women's and LGBTQ people's issues, which would make him a performative male. While in reality he doesn't care and is just trying to get laid. If I was his wife, I would divorce his ass too. I mean, this dude crashes 100% of the planes he pilots.
At least I have you, Bing
It
Bong.
was me.
Huh?
I crashed the plane.
On top of that, people have actually theorized that he decides to take the plane down because of his divorce. This is really emotional behavior from a guy and totally not cool. This also shows that Bing Bong can exhibit stoic behavior that would be expected of a manly man. Now, let's look at Scoutmaster Miles. If you watched the Darkest Secret in Peak video that I made before, we've came to the conclusion that Scoutmaster Miles got stranded on the island around 1960s or so. He knew how to survive in the wild using his bare hands and was a leader and an inspiration to his scouts. He could climb and do anything. And from his player model, he was also taller than the other scouts. He was simply the alpha male and the giga chad of the island, which would make him the opposite of Bing Bong on the masculinity scale. The Scoutmaster is a manly man while Bing Bong kinda sucks. On top of that, we need to realize that Scoutmaster Miles was a 1960s man, whom are famous for being racist, homophobic, and beating their wives. Scoutmaster was also probably a right-winger unlike Bing Bong, who supported the left, which very heavily goes against Bing Bong's belief system and his morals. So it would be safe to assume that if Scoutmaster Miles and Bing Bong had a chat together, they would most likely not get along well in their beliefs. We could even argue that Bing Bong would hate Scoutmaster Miles. Now, we already know that Bing Bong has crashed the airplane before, and that Scoutmaster Miles ate a gnatberry and then his whole crew left. But what if Bing Bong lured the scouts away? We already know that he can talk to the players, and if you play the game in the Mesa biome, you just have to get the golden Bing Bong no matter what. So what if Bing Bong started to convince the scouts to leave him alone for his dubious plan? Maybe he promised them gold. If he is okay with crashing every airplane he flies, what's keeping him from claiming one more soul? It would just be another person killed for Bing Bong and he wouldn't care. For he truly is an evil manipulative person. We already know that Bing Bong would fake his personality just to get laid. And we know that after his wife divorced him, he lost everything, went insane, and started crashing every airplane he drives. So would it not be unrealistic to assume that Bing Bong killed Scoutmaster Miles because of political reasons? Because he represents everything he's against. So, my dear viewer, could the murder of Scoutmaster Miles be a political assassination by Bing Bong? Dude, I don't know. Probably. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. I think this is the worst video I've ever made on YouTube. Anyway, here's a video that YouTube thinks you like, so go watch it right now. Alright, the end.